laps into the event, 12 miles. There are the current standings. That is the full field. Bring you up to date right now on where everyone is early on in the race. Back on pit road has come Earnhardt. Elliott, he's taken a lot of damage on the back of the Junior Johnson car, Cale.
Yes, he has, and this damage could hurt him with the speeds we're running now, Ken. The aerodynamics will definitely hurt.
Here's Dick Berggren.
Ken, the crew is working on the front end of Dale Earnhardt's car. It was his car that lifted Elliott's completely off the ground, according to the radio transmission we intercepted. David Smith, Andy Petrie, both working on the nose of that car. This is a racetrack where aerodynamics are extremely important. This is almost certain to upset the balance of this race car. He came in with 2 completely flat tires and 2 tires that looked like he'd been for quite a spinning ride.
Again, let's take a look at what happened in lap 8. See Earnhardt on the bottom getting ready to move through after Bobby Labonte was in contact with the wall. There's Earnhardt getting in there, but getting sideways, Cale.
Yes, he got sideways, and I think he and Elliott had a little contact before we saw that. But, you know, looking at Earnhardt's car, I don't think that'll be a major problem for him.
Take a look from the 98 car, Chuck Bound, as it comes down through here. Take us through this ride.
He sees all the trouble up there. He's slowing down and looking for a hole. And there goes Dale down low. I think he and Elliott have already touched. Oof. Dale gets onto the flat part of the apron and spins. Jeremy does a great job there, Cale, getting right on through that.
He
clean.
Sure does. Mighty good job getting through that.
Let's go to Ricky Craven back in the garage.
Thanks, Ken. Todd, obviously not where you want to be early on in the event. Tell us what happened.
Well, you know how it is, Rick. It's one of them racing deals. You know, Bobby got under me. Going into 3, you know, we rely so much on air to hold these cars down. I think either the air, me being on the outside of him, took the air off his car and just got him loose, or he hit that bump wrong or something. You know, it's just one of them racing deals. You know, it's a shame. We had one of the best cars in practice yesterday afternoon, and we really thought we had a shot to win the race. Factory Stores has a lot of people here. They were pumped up. Adidas, and you know, we were really disappointed, but you know, we'll get them next week.
Okay, thanks, Todd. Listen, if things are like they are tomorrow, today, like they were yesterday, rather, turn 3 is going to be the trouble spot, and it's going to be the same for a lot of them the rest of the day.
Yeah, it's a tough corner. It's you run in there and you rely so much on air to hold the car down. You're running so fast. You get a car outside you, that's all it is.
Okay, thanks, Todd.
Rick Craven, yesterday, of course, you're in that big battle, and you made a big jump on green yesterday in the championship. How rough was it up there in those Grand National cars in that turn 3 and 4 area, Ricky?
Listen, the surface is terrific, Ken, but you either got to go under that bump or you got to go around it on the top side. If you go through it and you're alone, the car will bottom out. If you go through it underneath somebody, your car's going to get real loose.
And that's what we just experienced here to bring out the first caution of the day. Working lap number 11 of the Mello Yello 500 at the great Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yes, here's how they're running after just a few laps. And again, we are under caution. We're going to keep you updated all afternoon, let you know where your favorite driver is standing at the moment. Ward Burton and John Andretti showing the way here just a few laps into our event this afternoon. Here in the STP Communications Center, we're going to be keeping track of some of the team efforts and driver efforts today. We have 3 big awards to tell you about. Advance Auto Parts once again with the Pits Done Quickly Award. Top moving team today will receive an award. Advance and TBS Sports will contribute in that team's name to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We'll also be looking for the Liquid Wrench Slickest Move on or off the track today by a driver or a team. And the UAW GM Teamwork of Excellence Award. The team that does the best job today will win $5,000 from UAW and GM. Getting ready to go to green. Let's find out how Dale Earnhardt's doing. Here's Dick Berggren.
Well, he's doing pretty well right now, Rick. The crew says that they think they've got the car pretty well squared away. They've taped over the front end again. He just topped off with fuel. He's got more gas than anybody. Randy, what's happening at your end of the pit?
Well, Bill Elliott continues to work on his rear end problem. Several cars were in under that. Jimmy Spencer, Bobby Hamilton, as well as Jimmy Hensley all took that time to change tires. Kyle Petty has a major problem. Has had a miss since the beginning of this race. Could be a carburetor, could be an ignition. They're checking it on the Mello Yello Pontiac. Ken?
Back under green, coming around to complete lap 14. Earnhardt starting from 39th position. Wallace from 14th on the restart. Ward Burton deployed first. In second, John Andretti. Jeff Bodine is third. Michael Waltrip fourth. Joe Nemechek in fifth. Brett Bodine sixth. Jeff Gordon seventh. Then Labonte, followed by Saxon in 10th. Mark Martin with Schrader in 11th position. Ward Burton at 185.7 jumped the track record by more than 4 miles an hour. It had been set by Joe Nemechek back in the Winston Open of '93 at 181.5. An incredible jump based on pavement, based on tires, and on the guts of those kids up in front. And we mean those kids, rookies up there, standing out there. You see Ward Burton, for the moment, drawing a way kill. That South Boston, Virginia driver, he's a bit of a bulldog in the style he used to have.
Well, he's doing a good job, Ken. I think, you know, we haven't talked much about the tire wars, but these Hoosier tires are really getting the job done right now, but nobody's run them long enough yet to know how they're going to hold up throughout the day. But right now, Ward Burton and those Hoosiers are turning it on.
And there you see Dale Jarrett. He's just moved around Rusty Wallace to take over 14th position. Wallace falling back to 15th. Stories going around in the garage area, the rumor that he may be moving on, not part of that Joe Gibbs team next year.
I haven't heard that. Is that that's
one of the stories?
Yeah.
That rumor of the week.
Yeah.
About to be overlapped is car number 11, Bill Elliott. As you're looking here, there's Kenny Wallace in the Ernie Irvin car. Ernie's here. You heard him on our broadcast yesterday and was out here for the prayer before the event began for the invocation.
Looks like Mark Martin's just slipped back a couple positions as Derek Phelps moved up to 11th, and Ricky Rudd came with him up to 12th.
You see the Bobby Allison drivers, Derek Cope in that 12th position, Rudd there. And looking on here is Mark Martin's view of things at the present time. Jack Roush Ford giving us these pictures. Pyro car. And look at Cope down on the inside. Blue number 12 making its move, trying to leap into another position.
He picks up another spot. Bobby Allison Ford is looking pretty good in the early stages here at Charlotte.
It's Schrader in the trunk. Back again, you're inside of that car number 6. Closing up on Jarrett. That was in 10th position. Ricky Rudd to the outside, trying to move around Jarrett. .185 mile an hour average in qualifying. How much do you step up? They were talking about running around this place wide open all the way as we go back up front and watch Ward Burton, John Andretti, Jeff Bodine, and in fourth, Michael Walter. Your old buddy Waddell Wilson, the guy that gave you that car that went 200 miles an hour for the first time down at Daytona, was saying, you don't want to do that. He said, you don't want to run it flat-footed. The only way to get around this thing fast is to lift.
Absolutely, Ken. You need to let the car, you need to lift the car in the corner so the car can take a set. If you go in, run lap after lap, flat-footed all the way around here, you're just torching your tires and they won't last very long.
Yeah, you see Bodine slip to the inside on Andretti. Takes another look. Front 4, then Nemechek, the number 5, coming back, and take a look at this one. Here's Rudd up on the outside. Ricky Rudd down on the bottom is the number 6 in this battle for 13th. Rusty Wallace right behind them.
That's about the only side-by-side battle we have right now on the racetrack. Since the restart, I think guys have just settled down a little bit, trying to feel out this new asphalt and see just exactly what their cars are going to do.
I think you're right, Chuck. I think that to begin with, they thought they'd run, you know, really stretch them out, but now they just kind of just laying back in this long race. They just going to see what the cars handle like, and I think interested in what the tires are going to do too.
Here's Earnhardt, and he started 39th. He's back to 26. You see him making the move there on Hensley in the 54. So he's had to fight his way from 38th on the initial start. Now he's back to 39th to try it again. Took a jab to the nose on car number 3 in that altercation up in turns 3 and 4. You can see how much distance he's got to make up to get back in here and play this afternoon.
I don't think the sheet metal is going to have any problem whatsoever, Ken. Anything it may have to, you know, it mashed that nose down a little bit, put a little more streamline to it.
Put a little more rake in it.
Put a little more rake in it, and I don't think it'll bother me.
Let's go back up front as we watch Ward Burton first, John Andretti second, Jeff Bodine third, and Michael Walter fourth. You ever been to a car in a race and had it run better? Chuck,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sometimes you hit hard in the wall in the old days and bend the frame a little bit, and it becomes a much better race car. But I think those days are gone, but minor bends sometimes will still help out a little bit.
How about it, Cale? Did you win one of those 83 that way?
I probably did. You know, I've had some awful bad handling cars and get in a little wreck with them, and they handle a little bit better, no doubt about it. But like Chuck says, I think those days are pretty much over now.
His first 4 cars are staying pretty close. They seem to be pretty evenly matched at this time, but nobody's passing anybody. They're just following each other.
Rick Benjamin is standing by with the first victim of the Mello Yello 500.
Ken, we're in the SDP Pit Communications Center. Pleased to see Bobby Labonte walking around. Sorry it's so early. Scary moment for you, I'm sure.
Well, I tell you what, it's nothing. You know, you don't want to be involved in any fire of any type, and you really don't want to be involved in an accident, that's for sure. But just got the air taken off the spoiler. It's just one of those situations where, you know, hate that happened, but the worst part was it got a couple of the cars in it, and we hate that more than anything. But we can always get a car better again later on. It just wasn't meant for today.
You tried to get inside Todd Bodine there. Is there a lot of concern now about the ability to run these cars side by side down in 3 and 4?
Well, we definitely got side by side down the straightaway, and wasn't no giving on his part, so I tried to get as low as I could. It wasn't no doing, so I don't know why, but it's just one of those deals.
And your brother trying to advance through the field here. He turned in a great ride yesterday.
Yeah, he sure did. You know, our Maxwell House Pontiac was going to be okay today. We had a really good motor, really good race car. It's just one of those situations.
Well, we're glad to have you with us. Glad you're okay. Bobby Labonte, thanks for stopping by.
Okay, thanks.
Let's take a look at a Napa running order as we follow a little further back in the field. Take a look at your favorites out here. We have this Napa rundown for you on how this race is being put together with the 27 laps on the board. This is the 26 lap rundown. Blake Speed back there in 20th. Earnhardt now up to 25th and closing on Harry Gant. Derek Cope's number 12 sliding back several positions. Saw Mark Martin skin by him.